Hey, thanks for stopping by at Twisted Art Designs. Today is such an exciting day. Guess what arrived? My color cubes from Sarah Renae Clarks. I'm going to do an unboxing and let's take a look at these together. This was the most beautiful gift I received from Mimi. So thank you so much, Mimi, for purchasing the color cubes for me to play with. So thank you, Mimi. And I'm very excited. I've been eagerly waiting for these. I can't wait to try them out. Wow, they came packaged very nicely. This is Color Cube Volume 1 and 2 by Sarah Renae Clarks. I can't wait to see them. I can't wait to use them. A new world of color inspiration awaits inside. Oh, this is so exciting. Wow, here they are. What pretty boxes. These are the boxes that will set on my art table, and they're beautiful. I love the boxes that the color cubes come in. They were packaged very nicely so that the actual cube boxes don't get dinged up in any way. So the packing and shipping they used was definitely nice. Okay. Let's get this open and check it out. Oh my gosh, look at this. Oh, here's a label that this is box number 1. And here's the cards. Oh my gosh, look at the cards. They're so beautiful. They are so beautiful. 100 times prettier than I even imagined in my own imaginings. Look at these cool cards. So now I can't wait to read the directions, and I've been using the color catalog, which is the ebook version, for quite some time now, and it's the same concept that you've got your colors here that go together and coordinate some pictures that are the examples, and then there are tones. This gives you tones of the colors to use. So it's basically the same concept, but I just want to see how you go about using these as far as selecting colors and things. So I'm going to read the directions, and then I'm going to come back and actually put them to use. So let's get started and have some fun. Well, Sarah Renae Clarks sure did a beautiful job with these cards. She put a lot of work and effort into her color catalog and then creating these cards for us to use. But the photographs are just stunning. The color selections are just so dreamy. And it's just beautiful. She did a beautiful job. And then I love that she added the tints and the shades of the colors, and it's beautiful. So I'm super happy with my color cubes. And each cube contains 250 cards. So you get 500 cards to play around with if you buy both sets. So, you can just start with one, maybe add the other one later, but each box has 250 cards within the box. So I've put my sticker on of which is box 1 and which is box 2, and I've read my instruction sheet. So basically it's just how to match colors, hex codes if you're using a computer or tablet. There's hex codes numbers, but that won't really apply to me. There's tints and shades that are 20% tint and 20% shade of each color, which I absolutely love that, because a lot of people have trouble with tints and shades. And then color names, and then appearance of the colors are basically just saying, the two, there's a difference between using like a tablet and looking at the card, so colors may vary slightly. But basically each of the cards are numbered. So when I went into my color catalog, this is my e-book version. Like here is palette number 308. So if I go over here to this box, because they're in numerical order, here's 308. So it's the same as the color catalog in the cubes. So it's basically the same thing. So they kind of are great together, and here's why. With the color catalog, if you're using a tablet, you can go back to, you can go to the starting point on here, and you can choose by colors or keywords. So if you browse by color, here's your colors, and you can say you want a Kelly green. Here are all the cards that use the color Kelly green, and they give examples. So you could come over here to your color box, color cube box, and get out the actual physical card, because again, using a tablet for me to match up the colors, I don't find it that easy. I like that you can choose it by a keyword or by a name or things like that. But this is going to be better because the colors are on the edge. So you can use this to put this up against your colored pencils, your paints, your actual layout that you're doing. If you're doing art journaling, you could lay this right alongside your page. And it's just, this is going to be a nice in-hand version. So say I wanted to do for Kelly green this one, which is just beautiful. Look at that. Well, then it's going to show me that I'm going to need to find card number 380. So let me put this back where it goes, 308, because I pulled it out, and I want to keep them in order. So if I go to 380, here is that beautiful card right here. So see how it's the same as your tablet, but it's a little bit different, just the way that you're looking at it, like she said. So then I would use this. I would close this out, and I would use this card to match up with my paints and my pencils and whatnot. So that's how I'm going to use it. And then it's got the names of the colors on the back, and then your hex codes if you're going to use hex codes for like online artwork. And then these are your tones and shades over here. So super cool. Can't wait to try it, and let's put it to use now. And here's a thought. If you don't have the color catalog ebook on your tablet or your iPhone or your computer, what you could do with these cubes, another way of using them would be to expand your creativity. We get in a rut, and human nature is you're going to choose colors that you like. So if you like blues, you're going to look through and you're going to pick cards with blues over and over and over again. So to challenge yourself and be creative with it, why don't you do a random draw? So just don't look at the cards at all. Go through, grab a card randomly, and create art using the colors on this card. It's a great way to expand your horizons and try something new with your art. You've also got the shades and the tints to work with, so you'll have endless possibilities. Look how pretty that is. That's gorgeous. Gorgeous. These are so pretty. So that's just kind of a great idea, just to do a random draw, and then you have to use those colors on your art journal page or in your drawing or any way you want to do it. So that's just my idea for using these without having the color catalog, selecting by color or by the going by the reference number on the corner of the card. And of course, if you didn't have the color catalog online or on your device, you could just go through the box and look for one that you like. And so look at that beautiful. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at that peacock. Look at that selection of colors. Gorgeous. And then you could create your art journal page or whatever it is that you're working on from those colors. So you could do it that way. The random way would be to not look and just select something and then have to go with it. This way, of course, would be to just go through the cards and look at the cards and see something that catches your eye that you like. Look how pretty that is. Gorgeous. They're gorgeous. They are so pretty. So you could look, you could do it random, or you can use it in conjunction with your color catalog ebook. So now I'm going to put them to use. I'm so excited to try them out. So I'm going to use this Jane Davenport rubber stamp. It's so cute. And this also was gifted to me. Thank you, Mimi. And I'm going to use the color catalog ebook. So I'm going to go by keywords, and I'm going to put in the word, oh, no, not keywords. I'm going to go by color. Let's see, tawny browns. Let's go for that. Okay, because these are the colors I would really like to use for my giraffe. So that would be card number 443. Now I'm going to come over to my color cubes and pull out 443. I mean, you can use it right on your tablet, but having this card, so here's 443. So see, they're the same, but this is in card. Now I can close this because it's so hard to use your phone or your tablet to pick out your colored pencils or your paints. And now I'm going to select my paint colors based on the card. So I used my card to select my paint colors that I'm going to use for doing my giraffe, and I'm going to stamp this. I'm going to do an altered Rolodex card. So I'm going to stamp this and use these colors plus colored pencils. In the colors that I didn't choose in paint, I'll use in colored pencil to add hints of color to this. So I have a cute idea for this. What I'm going to do first is stamp my giraffe at the bottom of where my card is going to be, off to the side. So I just did a pencil mark here to decide. I'm not sure how tall I'm going to make my card, but I know how wide I need it. So I'm going to stamp him down here. I want her to be standing on a pile of rocks because this is reach for the sky, and of course a giraffe is tall, and she's going to be standing up here patting it on the head. So I'm going to stamp her separately and cut her out. And then I have this cute ad. This is just an advertisement catalog from Buddha Groove, and there's stacks of Zen rocks. So I'm going to use those and fussy cut them out to make the rocks for her to stand on. So I stamped my giraffe, and I used Ranger Archival ink in ground espresso for the giraffe instead of stamping it in black. I stamped my girl in black and cut her out, fussy cut her, and then here's my little rocks that she's going to be standing on, the stack of Zen rocks that I got out of that magazine. And so she's going to be like this, bouncing on the rocks and petting the giraffe's head. And so then what I did was just to take a pencil and draw out the shape that I want the card to be that's going to tie it all together. So that's what's going to be on the shape. And now I'm going to use my colors from my color cube selection to color this and create it. So to select some colors to make the ground on my card, I made the card base out of 140-pound watercolor paper. And I'm using some Artiso brush pens. These are the waterproof ones that are like watercolor. And I'm using my card to make the selection of colors. So see how I chose pen colors based on the card. So that's what I'm going to do there. And I'm going to just take my water brush. I'm going to use my pen here to just... If you put this pens on their side and you do like a dry brush technique, it looks like ground, and then you can blend it out. So I'm just throwing some color down to start, and then I'm going to take a water brush and blend it out. So it blends out almost like a watercolor paint would. You could use watercolor paints too. I just was going for the quick, easy approach on this one. So just kind of blend it out, and I'm starting to make ground under my little giraffe. I'm going to zoom in a little bit, and now I'm going to go with the next darkest color and add another color to it for some cast shadows. And just to add some more. You never want to use just one color because you want it to have richness and depth even though it's just a for fun little Rolodex card, you still want it to look really artsy and interesting. And now I'm going to take that third color that's really dark, and I'm going to put some really dark shadow on around him and under him. It's funny, those Arteza pens are not an expensive art supply, but they sure are versatile. I use them a lot. I really like them. There's 96 colors, so you have a lot of colors to choose from, but they blend so nice. They blend well with each other, and they're just fun to use. Art supplies don't have to be expensive to be good. So now I'm going to go back in with the lighter color, and I'm going to add a little bit more because it's just too washed out for me. Let's add a little bit more color in here. Great. For the sky, I think I'm going to use the Jane Davenport Mermaid marker in Lagoon. I really like the blue and the way that it makes a nice sky, and it's so quick and easy, so I think that's what I'm going to do for my background, is just brush on some Jane Davenport Mermaid ink Lagoon and make a little sky background. And it sure is quick and easy. And then I'm going to use acrylic paints and a little fine brush to paint my giraffe. I could use markers or paint pens, but I want to use acrylic paint. I just want him to look really nifty. So there's my background sky, and I can still go in and drop in some color and let it pool and make some different tones in that sky area, like that. And I'm going to let that dry. In that same stamp set, there are the words "Reach for the Sky." I used Ranger Archival ink in jet black and the clear stamp, and I went ahead and stamped my saying off as far as I could to the side. Now I'm going to spray the whole card with workable fixative, because I am going to use some matte gel medium to put down my little rocks from the magazine and to put my girl in place. So I don't want that to be disturbed, so I'm going to use a little bit of workable fixative. I glued my girl in place except for her legs so that I could slip that little rock pile underneath her legs and get it into position of where I want it. And I'm going to use some Tim Holtz Distress Collage Medium and a little fine brush, flat brush, to glue these rocks into place. So I'm going to just kind of slip it under her legs and where the rocks are going to go, and then get those rocks where I want them. And then brush it down. For painting my giraffe, I put a little bit of my paints onto, I use an old book block as my palette that I can tear off and throw away. I'm going to add just a little hint of water to each one to kind of thin them out a little. And I'm just using a fine brush. I'm going to use the lightest color to come in here and paint around these outside edges within the giraffe. And then I'll use the other colors to highlight and make the spots on the giraffe. So it's coming along, and when that dries, I am going to go over it with some colored pencil in these same brown tones. And I want to paint my girl, and I need to know, okay, what color would go with that? This card is all browns, and I need something that contrasts. That's where the color catalog and the color cubes are so versatile, because I can go back in here and I can go back to selecting it by color, do the browse by color, and do camel, which is browns. And this is going to show me options for colors that go with browns, and I want her to really pop. So I think I'm going to go with that 001 card, card number 1. Here's my camel color that's within my, it's in this, see? But now it's showing me some other colors that I can use along with it. So I can color my girl using these colors, and they'll all go together and it'll pop. So now I've pulled out card number 1, and I'm going to choose my mediums to paint my girl, do her little scarf, her outfit, her hair, and make her pop off the page using these colors that coordinate with this. Once again, I'm going to use my Arteza brush pens, so I chose the colors that match. I love having the card in hand to put it up to your art supplies, and that's what I'm going to use to color her pants, her top, and her scarf. So this is how it turned out. I love it. So fun. And what I'm doing now is to take some grass green Bombay India ink, Dr. P.H. Martin's, and a dip pen. This is with a Nico G nib on it, and I'm just going to dip in my ink and come in and do some little strokes here to make some grass around that pile of rocks, and maybe a little bit around where the zebra is. I don't want a ton, I just want a little bit. And this ink is so nice, it goes so well over anything, watercolors, acrylics, and it'll stand out on top. It won't blend in. But look how pretty that is. Let's see if you can see that. So look at those beautiful grass strokes. Last 2 things I'm going to do is to take some Tim Holtz Distress ink and faded jeans and go around the outside edge. I'm one of those girls that likes my borders. I just think it ties things in. So going around this edge is just going to really make a nice finish. And I'm not going heavy-handed, but see how that just kind of brings it together. I like that a lot. And because you guys who've been following me know that I like to do fun and funky things to add detail, I'm taking a piece of embroidery floss in like a brown caramely color, and I just threaded it on a needle. And I'm going to go right down through the front of my card at the tip of his tail, down a little bit, like that. And I'm going to pull it through. And then I'm going to tape that to the back and then spread out those little pieces and trim them to make his tail look realistic. And the very last thing is I'm taking my Heidi Swap punch and I'm lining this up. And I'm going to punch my pieces in the bottom so that I can now put that on my Rolodex page. This turned out so fun. I enjoyed it. Hope you did too. And here are my cards. So I've used these colors to create this using the color cube and the color catalog from Sarah Renae Clarks. I've got to say, Sarah Renae, thumbs up. You've made such beautiful, beautiful products. The boxes are beautiful to sit on your work table and be able to create from them. The cards are absolutely exquisite with the photographs, and I love the tints and the shades. I use the color catalog ebook all the time, and now this is a great bonus to go with it. Again, thank you so much, Mimi, for gifting me such beautiful gifts. I'm grateful from the heart for the color cubes and the Jane Davenport stamp set. So thank you so much. Here's a cute card, and I finished it off with some clouds. I used a Posca pen, and when it dried, I went over it with a white colored pencil to add some clouds in the sky, the green grass, using the Doc Martens PH ink. I like the reach for the sky. I did use a Tombow monoliner, and I added some mane and bumped up his little eyes, put a little dot in the eyes using a Posca, white Posca pen. And there it is. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you guys are playing around and receiving your color cubes. I know that they've had such a hard time in getting them out because the volume was crazy. They didn't expect it, so it has taken a couple of months, but be patient. When they come, they're so well worth it. And I'll put a link in the description box below for the color cube set 1 and set 2, for the color catalog volumes if you want the ebook color catalogs. It is an affiliate link for me, so if you purchase using my link, I do get a little reward for that. And I only endorse products that I absolutely from my heart love. So if you love Sarah Renae Clark as much as I do, check it out, follow my links, look at her website, and give it a shot. So thanks for stopping by. Go make some art, because art soothes the heart, and color makes us so happy. I love the embroidery floss tail and the little fine details. I think this just turned out so cute, and I did go around the edges with a brush pen as well.